Continue with our lead story. What's the biggest problem facing America today? Joining us now from Atlanta, former Republican presidential candidate, brand new Fox News analyst, Herman Cain. And you say?
Hello, Bill. I say the biggest problem this country has is a deficiency of leadership. We do not have a leader in the White House. We have a politician in the White House who is continuing his popularity campaign, even though he's already been reelected. This deficiency of leadership is why the debt is out of control, why this economy is shrinking instead of growing, why the unemployment rate is not going down, and a host of other problems stem from a deficiency of leadership. President Obama is not a leader. He is a politician who is more interested in his popularity than getting results.
Why is he popular, though, Mr. Cain? I mean, the guy has really not solved many problems. I mean, that's what it comes down to. So why is he so popular?
He is so popular because 51% of the voters were misled enough to vote for him.
Oh, come on. You think we're that? I mean, after that long campaign that you and all the other Republican hopefuls engaged in, and then Mitt Romney has $1 billion to spend on his advertising, and you're still telling me that the American people were misled? I mean, how dumb are we?
Yes, Bill. Well, we are that dumb. Now, keep in mind, not everybody. Remember, he got 51% of the popular vote. So when you say all of America, no,
you know what I'm talking about.
51% of the
majority,
people. I know what you're talking about.
The majority sets
I know what
the
you're
tone.
Talking about.
The majority sets the tone and the direction of the country.
Yes, yes. And we have a severe ignorance problem with the people who are so mesmerized by his popularity that they are not looking at the facts. Martin Luther King Jr. said 50 years ago in 1963, something that is so appropriate to today. There is nothing more dangerous than serious ignorance. And that's what we have, and he gets away with it.
But I don't see that serious ignorance getting any better. I mean, look, the public school system has pretty much collapsed. Not in every district. There are some very fine public schools. But across the board, we have political correctness wiping out any kind of education about what is right and what is wrong. You have a de-emphasis on history, a de-emphasis on civics, a de-emphasis on English. You have, a system that is being strangled by the teachers' unions. You have gazillions of dollars going into the Head Start program, which the government says doesn't work. So we're not going to get any relief from the education system. No relief coming there. And then on the machine front, you've got these machines now that have taken over people's lives. So they're not paying attention to what Herman Cain or Bill O'Reilly is saying. They got some game or porn or whatever they got. All right? So it's going to get worse in this country with the combination of poor education and the machines. Or am I crazy?
You're not crazy. Bill, I agree with you. But here's why I am cautiously optimistic. Some people are waking up to the fact. It's unfortunate that sometimes suffering is the best teacher. We are going to have 4 years of economic suffering and suffering in a lot of other ways, and then maybe more people will wake up. Now, keep in mind, Bill.
I mean, that could do it.
Yes,
I mean,
it's
the economy.
Suffering sometimes is the best teacher.
And Senator Brown referred to that because the paychecks are getting smaller with the taxation kicking in, and Obamacare taxation hasn't even begun yet. Wait till you see what happens there. Okay, so maybe that's the wake-up call, that they being the American people, we the people. But for every private person, there's going to be another person on disability, another person getting entitlements. You see how the nanny state is being created, Mr. Cain. You see it. So then what we earn doesn't matter. It's what we're given. And that's the big shift in America. Not what we earn, but what we're going to get. I'll give it a last word.
It is the big shift for a lot of people. But the suffering that we're going to endure, people already saw it with their first paycheck in 2013 when everybody's taxes went up, even though President Obama kept saying that it was only going to go up on those evil rich people. So my point is simply this. I still have faith, Bill, in enough people that can wake up and get out of the ignorance zone, and we then be able to elect the right kind of people going forward. Right, but we're going to suffer for 4 years.
Let me point out one thing. After everybody absorbed the tax rise in their paycheck, Barack Obama's job approval ratings did not go down. Mr. Cain, thanks very much. Directly ahead, James Carville on what